Generally speaking, again, Ontario's been lower on the list, but for some reason it's quite high right now. So there must be people spreading it around.
Yeah, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, people in Ontario.
Yeah.
Eastern Canadians. Good morning and welcome to Chinook Podcast. We're here again today for episode 100.
Episode 100. Amazing.
We've talked 100 times.
We actually have talked probably more than that.
Yeah, probably.
But we've recorded 100 episodes.
This is marvelous.
Through many dangers, toils, and snares.
Through 100 dangers and toils.
We have already talked.
We have already talked. There we go.
So you said that we started back in, it was November of 22?
Yeah, I think it was November or December of 22 because
Wow.
I came out here in July and we got on it within a couple months.
Yeah, basically you walked in and said, hey, let's podcast. And I said, what's that?
Actually, I walked in and a bunch of guys were talking about how much they wanted to podcast. And I was like, I'll make that happen.
Yep, and here we are. Yep.
Yeah, that's very good. It always seemed to me that, we've had really good fellowship and conversations and such over the years. And looking at what happens on podcasts, that stuff would make great podcast material.
Yeah, a good podcast is a conversation recorded.
It's a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's guys talking about real stuff, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a campfire that's being recorded.
Yeah, it's a public conversation.
A public conversation.
Yeah.
And that's where I think this media is at its best. Is in a recorded conversation for the hopefully for the benefit of others.
Right.
Now, there are some who use recording devices to record the stupid things they say.
We won't name names.
We're not name dropping, but
because then they might name our names.
Well, which drives up anyway. No, it is actually a very enjoyable thing because we sit here, we talk, discuss things, interview people. We've had some fantastic interviews over the last few years,
and we will get into all of that. But
first,
we were gonna
we must maintain tradition.
We have to keep tradition.
When did tradition start? It wasn't at the very beginning.
No,
I think it was about episode 6 or 7
that
when we did our first book review.
I think you're right.
I think it's somewhere in there.
Was it there or even further down the line?
It might have been even further down the line.
So those of you who are bookmarking these things, let us know. Which episode did we start this tradition?
Yes. Anyways, it's a pretty decent tradition.
We'll start with Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. I have been listening again to the audio of Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. It's the first book of his space trilogy. And the main character, Ransom, he gets hoodwinked into captured, I guess, kidnapped, and stuck on a spaceship headed out into space and winds up on Malacandra. Malacandra. And
Not your average tourist destination.
No, it wasn't. And he learns all kinds of things there on Malacandra. And the fellow who did the kidnapping, Weston, he's quite a character. You made a very interesting observation the other day that Elon is just a shade or two away from Weston.
A shade or two. He has not kidnapped any.
No, he hasn't kidnapped anybody and taken them to Mars. But not that we're aware of.
Yeah.
And you never know if he's becoming a Christian, he might actually be becoming less of the unman, but you never know.
Yeah, it'd be very good if he wound up not being the unman.
Yeah, don't be the unman.
Yeah. We'll hope for the best.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Out of the Silent Planet. That title is fascinating because the silent planet winds up being the one on which we live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where no word was coming out to the angelic host who looked after Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we should not be silent. All right, Nathan, what do you
let
have?
all creation sing.
Yes,
okay.
Let all creation sing.
Well, I'm just going to recommend a commentary I've been using for preaching through the book of Psalms. So this is from the Evangelical Biblical Theology Commentary Series, and it's called Psalms. Volume 1, Psalms 1-72 by James M. Hamilton, Jr. I think this is a really good commentary on Psalms. I've been enjoying it.
Good.
It's been helpful, especially for work on the grammatical, historical side of things.
Okay.
I think he could probably flesh out some of the typology in the Psalms a bit more, and possibly also lines to Christ a bit more. But just for basic analysis of the text, I'm really, really enjoying it.
Nice.
So
good.
Because I've enjoyed the sermons you've been going through where you're drawing lines between David and Christ in each psalm. And
the Psalms are to Christ and for Christ and by Christ and in Christ,
and written, through David's pen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And so it might refer to Absalom, and it might also refer to Judas.
The voice of the Holy Spirit speaking in the moving of the Holy Spirit speaking in the voice of Christ through David.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed them.
And Christ takes the words of David and applies them to his relationships with Judah and his sufferings. And sorry, Judas, not Judah.
Well, Judah and Judas is the same name. It's fun to me that
pretty close.
that Judas is the betrayer. And what does Judah do?
Yeah.
He betrays Joseph.
Yeah.
And what does Judah do to Samson? Right? They betray him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Judah is the betraying tribe. All the betrayal is Judah.
There, I don't need James Hamilton for typology. I've got Brad.
Well, I'm just pointing out things. But David, Christ on the cross, he's quoting Psalm 22. And then Psalm 22 is happening right in front of him, right? My clothing among them they divide.
Yeah.
The mocking words. It's interesting to me that the Pharisees and the Sadducees who are mocking Christ, save yourself. This man who saved others could not save himself. They're basically quoting Psalm 22.
Yeah.
Jesus and the Sadducees are quoting Psalm 22 at each other on the cross.
Yeah.
And and then it is also happening. And then the psalm finishes, for example, with this declaration of trust and faith in God, and you will restore, revive.
Yeah. And all the families of the nations will worship before
all the families of the nation, yes. Which, so that kind of a thing, when you look at the Psalms and then you see how that works with Jesus, it's really fun.
Well, I've been thinking because there's imprecatory notes in all of these earlier Psalms, even if some are more imprecatory than others. But I've been also thinking with a direct line to Christ with the imprecatory Psalms is that when we pray those imprecatory Psalms, in some ways those imprecations should fall upon us for our sin. But Christ instead takes the imprecations all upon himself on the cross for those who believe in him.
Excellent.
So let's say Stephen had actually prayed an imprecatory prayer on Saul. That those imprecations on Saul for what Saul did in killing Stephen the deacon, they all fall upon Christ.
That's excellent.
So Christ is the true fulfillment of the Psalms.
Yes.
Because those imprecations didn't fall upon David. They fall upon Christ.
That's an excellent line of thought. I like that.
Yeah. So if somebody's struggling with preaching the imprecatory Psalms, there's a tip.
There's a tip.
Yeah. What you really don't want to be the guy who repudiates the Psalms in favor of Christ's word and pits them against one another. There are guys out there that are doing this loudly. And
it's terrible.
And it's really foolish.
Yeah.
You're dividing friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Psalms are Christ's word.
Yes.
That's, I think, pretty plain. So for my book recommendation, I'm going to go and be all hip and cool.
Nice.
So my wife, lovely lady, excellent wife, friend of the podcast, for my birthday, got me Malcolm Geit's Galahad and the Grail.
Ooh. That's a good wife.
That is. This is also a good book. This is a fantastic epic poem. I'm currently three-quarters.
Do you call him
through.
Geit or Gite?
That's Geit.
Or Gweet.
No, he pronounces his name Geit.
Does he? Geit.
Geit.
So that's French.
Wow, he's English.
Okay.
But yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, he's a fantastic poem. This is in the Arthurian legend strain.
Okay.
And Geit is an Anglican parson of some renown. He's working on 3 of these. This is the volume 1. He's coming out with 2 more.
Okay.
But this, I want to read a little piece of this.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. This is an early adventure where Galahad finds this naiad who's been enslaved by this fellow, and so Galahad is going to fight the guy and free the woman. So, that's something. So he fights and defeats this guy, and this is what is said. Sir Galahad stooped down and said, "Now let him be revealed, for we must know the truth before this evil can be healed." So he unlaced the Dark Knight's helm and stood back all amazed. It was no more a human face, the sight on which they gazed. Beneath the mask of hardened steel, no human face remained, just springs and bolts and cogs and wheels, all rusty, worn, and stained. And from his fallen form they came, a sad mechanic sound, the sound of dark machinery, all slowly winding down. "How can this be?" the naiad cried. "He once was flesh and blood, and I once thought a maiden's love might do the poor man good." "I see," sighed good Sir Galahad, "the trap he set himself. He set his mind on turning cogs, he set his heart on wealth. And where his mind and heart, his soul flowed in their wake. For sometimes we ourselves become the idols that we make. He spurned your love, alas, that love was all that kept him whole, and soon a mechanistic will became a clockwork soul."
That's really good.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
That is.
Yeah,
that's good poetry.
That is great poetry. There are parts in this epic that just sing like that. But I love that, a clockwork soul.
Yeah.
This guy pursued wealth and became mechanistic.
Became a clock.
Yeah, where his will went, there his soul followed. Right? That to me is just, it's profound, and it's beautiful poetry.
Good.
So he's a puppet on the strings of the god Mammon.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
No, marvelous. I do enjoy that. So, shall we get to our own cogs and wheels?
I should actually read more Malcolm Geit.
This guy's fantastic.
Yeah, let's. So this is episode 100.
Yeah.
And one of these days, I do think we should. I think we're going to film an episode at a coffee shop, maybe in the middle of the winter or something like that. For those who suggested that to us. But for this one, we're just going to do a quick overview of everything we've done over the course of the last 100 episodes. We're going to look at some of the...
we're going to have to talk really fast.
Yeah, we are going to have to.
Well,
because...
I don't think that's really our style.
We don't have to say everything again, do we?
If each episode, including all the extra lectures that have been added, are each an hour long, that's 100 hours of yammering.
Yes. Okay, let us compress this.
Okay, so I'm gonna just start with some analytics here. If you guys want to have an idea of our audience, because I find that kind of fun. Statistics are always fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know why in the world Japan and India are right now our third and fourth listeners.
Well, that's excellent.
That is excellent. If
I like sushi.
If that's not bots or anything like that. But anyway, so we're at the top with Canada, obviously, 67.4% listenership. Then United States, 27%. Fifth, we would have New Zealand. Ever since I've added Apple Podcasts, we do have a very high percentage of Apple Podcast listeners as compared to Spotify. So 49.6% Apple Podcasts. Generally speaking, over the whole trajectory of our podcast, we've had a high listenership of male listeners. So currently it's 67.4% male, 27.9% female, no non-binary, and
I wonder why.
and 4.7% non-specified.
Non-specified.
Yeah. So anyway,
Those are the people who forgot to check the box.
Yeah.
So high male listenership. We've generally had a pretty young audience. Okay. Currently, it's 53.5% between the ages of 35 to 40.
Nice.
35 to 44. So would that be millennials? I think I'm more of a millennial.
I have no idea, honestly, what those things mean.
Yeah, so I'm 34 and a millennial. So a lot of millennials listen to us.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, I'm not honestly sure where all those lines get drawn.
Okay.
I think millennials still listen to me a little bit because I'm actually not a boomer.
You're not a boomer.
Right.
That's
No.
right.
You're like,
my dad's not a boomer.
I was like
either.
the first year of Generation X.
That's right.
You're
Yeah.
post-boomer.
Yes, there we go. First or second year of that.
Yeah.
My credentials are pretty deep in X.
So is that better than being a boomer?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I haven't caught all the reproach.
I was just reading up on the millennial generation the other day, and I was like, "Hokey smokes! If people disrespect the boomers now, they're not going to respect the millennials.
Yeah.
when we're old."
Yeah, there's it's funny the whole generational conflict thing. I think in part is driven by the age segregation in public school.
Yeah.
So that you are
Where
discipled.
that's made out to be the real world.
Yeah, you're discipled into this kind of segregation, and so when you get out into the real world, you see things in those paradigms.
Yes.
Whereas for me, I've been out of school for so long that I cannot afford to look at a man according to his age category. Like when I'm at work and I have guys that I'm supervising in our various tasks, I don't care how old they are. I care how effective they are and how much they complain.
And if a guy's not working, you have to get him to work whether he's 58 or 32.
This is true. Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. So it is funny though. The older you get, I think the less those things matter. But yeah, if you've been discipled in a segregated world, then that's how you perceive.
Yeah. If you have uncritically walked along with it, you'll see things that way.
So I do think there are certain things that are helpful about understanding yourself via the generation. So like the millennial generation, for example, is much more tuned into technology.
Yeah.
So I grew up, I had Facebook when I was 14.
Right, yeah.
Your generation, I don't even think knew what Facebook was till you were 22.
Yeah, because it came out in 2007, I think.
Mine didn't know what cell phones were.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That's right.
I remember
your cell phones were laptops.
Well, I remember when my dad got his first cell phone.
Yeah.
I was probably 15, 14. It was this massive Motorola thing, and it had a little flip thing, but it was this huge thing, and it had an antenna, and everybody, and I don't know if this is just a Fort St. John thing, because we're weird, but everybody, that round nib on the top of the antenna,
right,
it was missing because everybody would pull the antenna out with their teeth. Like it was pulling the pin on a hand grenade, and they'd rip the nib off the thing. Oh yeah, there wasn't, and Motorola made those things,
right?
And there wasn't a Motorola cell phone in Fort St. John that had the entire antenna attached.
So I don't think my dad got a smartphone until 5 years ago.
Yeah,
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
although he had a flip phone for a while.
Yeah, I was a fairly early adopter of the smartphone.
I think the first cell phone of any sort I carried was a BlackBerry.
Those were good phones.
That was it had to have been 1998.
Yeah, late 90s.
Somewhere in there.
Those were good phones. They were robust and encrypted.
I still remember the party line.
Yes.
We lived on the farm out at the end of the line on the farm, and you pick up the phone to call, and any one of your neighbors may be listening into your call.
Yes,
you're all on the same line.
One of the churches that we were in as a child, they had a church fight erupt when I was a kid over something said on a party line. Yeah, no, We do tend to be a little bit more willing to adopt technology. This is true.
Yeah.
And some of that was uncritical. We've seen, with things like all the data mining that's going on these days, where people have been on Facebook or whatever since 2007, like I have been, right? So anything that you've put up there ever is now owned by somebody.
Yeah.
Your information has been bought and sold 1 million times. We've had this,
and now AI owns all your, like the artificial intelligence companies are now processing all your information from all the platforms, and
they're doing it at speed. So you went from the internet is going to be our great savior in the democratization of information and free speech. It went from that
to we're now slaves
to now, the Internet of Things is your enslavement. Like how the turntables have turned. But there's also, with the generational divide, there's also the pop cultural references that we make. They are distinct between the groups. So like 20-year-old guys will say stuff at work, and I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because I have not consumed the pop culture media that they have. That line I just made about, the turntables have turned.
Right.
That's a line from a movie that was very popular when I was, 20. Right. So these kind of things are a bit funny.
But ultimately, if we're thinking as Christians, these kinds of things should not divide the generations, because, I grew up in a home where we were pretty closely tied to my parents, and we knew all the pop culture references, and they didn't, and nobody really cared. Yeah. It was more funny than anything else.
Yeah, that's true. Like with our men's Bible study last night, we had boys as young as 9 and fellows in their 60s.
Yeah.
All in the same room.
Yeah. And that's how churches should operate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, let's go back to statistics here.
Oh, yeah, statistics. Yes.
Okay, so we're on Canada right now.
We are.
And generally speaking, every time I've looked at the stats over the years, Canada's been at about 78% of our listenership, so very high.
Excellent. So we're hitting our target audience.
Yeah, and Alberta's generally been at 78%, but currently it's reading at 54%. So Alberta, Ontario, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Generally speaking, again, Ontario's been lower on the list, but for some reason it's quite high right now. So there must be people spreading it around. So.
Yeah, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, people in Ontario.
Yeah.
Eastern Canadians. Technically, Ontario's not Eastern Canada.
Yes, I know.
I keep on
a flag
reminding.
went up when you said that.
Well,
I keep on reminding these Albertans of that because I have heard it referred to as Eastern Canada.
I refer to everything on that side of the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border as Eastern Canada.
Exactly. That's why I made the joke.
Yes.
Okay, so Alberta, again, Calgary, Edmonton, and Grand Prairie are usually flipping around in what's the highest.
Nice.
For some reason, Calgary is sitting at 50% right now of our Alberta listenership.
Okay, it's probably all of Chris Cousin.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And apparently we've got somebody listening to us in Grand Cache.
Oh, that's excellent.
Because currently that's
all right.
5.9% of Alberta. So a shout out to Grand Cache.
Yeah, I drove through there recently. It was beautiful as usual.
It's an incredible
It is
place.
a beautiful place.
Yes, I love driving when you come over that ridge and the turn to the penitentiaries on your right, and you can see the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we just had a guy do a marathon in Grand Cache. So maybe he listened to us the whole time.
That could be.
That could be.
That could be.
Lethbridge would be a little bit higher than Grand Cache.
Nice.
Okay, so back to and I mean we've got listeners in Manitoba and Nova Scotia and PEI as well.
Where's the weirdest place that it lists?
So it's only showing me the top 5 countries for the world right now, because every now and then they edit their
list,
their system, how it works. I know we've had a high listenership from Brazil on a number of occasions. That tends to happen with my Substack as well. Like if Canada and the US are the top countries, usually Brazil is somewhere in the top 5.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if our episodes where we interviewed Joffrey and Yuri were driving that.
I think Joffrey plays a role in that.
That could be.
But also, from my understanding, the Brazilians have a deep inquisitiveness into Canada. Apparently, they find Canada fascinating.
Well, it's like we're the inverse of each other. Like they're warm, we're cold.
And we're both socialists.
And we're both communists.
Yes.
Yeah, deeply socialist.
And wish we weren't.
And wish we weren't.
There's also quite a bit of back and forth between Brazil and Canada through the Canadian Reform community.
Yes.
So, anyway, so those are kind of like a quick overview of analytics. I'm wondering if there's any other cool stats I can share with our listeners. Well, let's start going through episodes.
Yeah.
And thinking about our episodes. I can give you...
Does that give the number one?
I'll let Jamie start talking about this, and I'll find number one. And
if we have someone new coming around, they're inquisitive about the church. They're wondering what it is that we believe. One of the first places I send them is back to the early parts of our podcast, because right in the beginning, we laid out a number of things that we perceived were very important to us here at Christ Covenant Church. And so we started off, like episode 1, like what motivates us to do what it is that we do. And so we talked about eschatology, our eschatological hope.
so if you really want to know about our church, listen to the first 10 episodes.
Yep, that's a really good idea. Yeah, we did a whole bunch of things there that help a person get a grasp on what's going on at the church. Like we did that one episode not very far in fact, the second one, I think, where we actually walked through our service, the service that we do, and we explained each part and why we do what we do when we do it. That's really good. Because if you come into our service, at Christ Covenant Church, and you are coming from any background of mainline church, this will feel quite comfortable to you. If you're coming from anywhere, if you're coming from absolutely nowhere, the pagan world, and you come into our church, then you're quite comfortable there too.
Yeah.
If you come from anywhere in the evangelical world, we are weird as anything. That's how it works.
You know that old song, Space Oddity?
Yes.
And if you come from a Roman Catholic church, you're kind of like, they're weird, but something feels similar about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that comment from several.
Yeah, from evangelicals who've attended Roman Catholic churches as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not Roman Catholic. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah. One of the things that you meet when you come and visit Christ Covenant Church, in a great many evangelical services, there has been a long push on simplify, on break this down to its smallest part and let's deal with that.
Right.
And so there's not a whole lot of elements in many services. There might be 4, there might be 7, there might be 6 different things that you actually do in your service. You come into our service and there's at least 13 of them, right? That are distinct parts that we set there on purpose.
Yep.
And said, okay, well, this is we're doing the prayer of confession, and then there's an absolution that's granted, that's afterward. And then there's a prayer, and then and so there's all this order. It's ordered, it's liturgical.
I like when we have a guest, and I get to hand them the order of service.
Yeah,
I say, this is the order of service. Here's your part.
Yeah,
in all of this, just follow along, and if you stick around,
yeah,
you'll memorize it.
Yes, and if a evangelical church even has a bulletin these days, it's a little surprising. But they don't put order of worship stuff in there. Yeah. news in the bulletin.
Right. Announcements.
Yeah, in ours we put
Which is fine.
what's going on in the service is the dominant feature.
Yeah. Yeah. The if you want the news in the church, just ask people.
That's right. Yeah.
No, the whole I think first 10 episodes was about a lot about what we do.
Yeah.
And what we believe. Those are very helpful. I've had conversations with guys at work, for example, and I've been able to point them to those episodes if they, because you don't always have time at work,
right,
to talk at length. Well, sometimes you do. Like last week I had time to talk. I was riding around in a truck with 3 brothers from East Africa.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that was fun. That was fun. They came from some form of Protestant church in East Africa. They were familiar. The one guy was familiar with Anglicanism, and the other 2 came from more of a Pentecostal-ish type thing. But we did get to talk a little bit about what we do in the worship, but a lot of it was actually exegetical talk, which is another thing that we do in this podcast.
Yeah,
we've been walking through the Bible.
Yeah,
and we have not gotten terribly far in our overview.
We've done about 20 to 30 Bible episodes, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
so about a third of what it is that we've done here on the podcast has been walk through the Bible,
walking through Genesis and Exodus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very valuable too, to just, one of the things that annoys me about modern podcasting is we always have to talk about the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
The whatever thing is in the news.
The hot goss.
The hot thing. So, whoever said the most controversial thing recently on Twitter, we have to talk about it. Like, no, we don't. We can, but we don't have to. We also have God's word we can talk about.
Yeah.
I remember when we were talking to Chris Cousin, he mentioned something that made a lot of sense to me about why it is that the German school of theology in the 1800s went so wacky. And it was because they'd laid down guidelines that they weren't going to talk about old things. They were only going to talk about new things.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you want to write some theological paper, you need to write something that is different than what you've heard before.
Yeah, it has to be innovative.
Yeah, it has to be innovative. And so it winds up way out on the heretical branches. But people are looking at this and they say, oh, look at this scholarship.
Right.
But it's premised on a false idea that everything that went before is bad and we need to improve on it.
Yeah, we have to come up with a new thing.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a university student from Redeemer University about 10 years ago, and she was telling me that the whole point of art is to push the line. And I was like, so I asked my wife about that because she went to secular university to learn art. I was like, is that the whole point of art? And she was like, well, not really. I was like, how is this girl learning this in a Christian university? That's the whole point of art is to push the line. Because that's when you get pornographic art. That's when you get all kinds of art that's just crap because
you get cubism and
your standard is not a standard of truth, beauty, and goodness.
Well,
So I think this has extended across a whole bunch of different practices.
Yes, it has.
And in modern podcasting, the way to become popular is to push the line.
So in other words, what we're saying is certain of these podcasters are like the Jackson Pollock of podcasting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's trash. Probably CIA funded, like Pollock was.
Yeah, they're smearing feces on a wall and calling it art.
Yeah, and modern, hence the modern rage bait type of podcasting.
I think I just rage baited.
You might have.
Somebody might clip this and call me a rage baiter.
We should probably get ahead on that and do that. But yeah, no, it's I have never understood the fascination with Jackson Pollock.
No.
Right? It's just revolting. Now, if you want to talk about, a Flemish or a Dutch 16th century master and some of their work, or a Rembrandt or something beautiful, right? the funding mechanism for the Sistine Chapel really offends me, but what was put on that ceiling is certainly, art.
Yes.
That is recognizable. That is not Jackson Pollock. Stuff like that. You want to talk about that and call that, we'll discuss the merits, the artistic merits of these masters. Okay, great. It's beautiful stuff. Jackson Pollock. Like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to those earliest episodes, I do have a few stats here. So that first episode got 448 plays and downloads.
Oh, wow.
And generally, the first 10 episodes were sitting between 200 to 300 plays and episodes.
Nice.
So,
All
Not
bad. So I mean, we've been trying to send people to those first episodes to get an idea of who we are as a church, which would drive up views and listenership.
Yeah. So those early episodes, the first one on eschatology, the second one on covenant renewal worship, the third one on psalm singing. We hit on a whole bunch of the things that are really dear to our hearts.
And these are drums we keep beating.
The sacraments, recovering the sacraments. We did one on church renewal under lockdowns because it was 2022 and
Still fresh on our minds.
Yeah. We talked about Christian education, the necessity for that. We talked about developing spiritual disciplines in the home. We talked about hospitality. We talked about reading the Bible rightly. How do we approach the scriptures? So just a whole bunch of different things that lay a lot of groundwork for
Everything.
why we do what we do.
And we keep hitting these drums again and again.
Yes.
We return to them routinely.
That we do.
Yeah. I believe it was the Apostle Paul that said something along the lines of, it's not a big deal if I have to repeat myself and it's good for you.
Yeah. Yes. People don't always pick up and they don't get it on the first pass.
I don't.
And there are marketers that have looked at this kind of thing, that if you have a message you really want to get to the populace, they need to see it 6 or 7 times before they really grasp
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's,
So if you want to understand how to read the Bible rightly, listen to 6 or 7 of our episodes on Genesis.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, where we promised a high overview and wound up crashing the plane in chapter 3 and crawling. It's now a walk through the Bible, not an overview.
As I'm looking through stats, another high listenership one was our interview with Tim Gallant about Paedo Communion. That has between 200 and 300 plays and downloads.
That's an important business in our world too.
Yep.
And Paedo Communion is one of those ongoing discussions in the Reformed and Presbyterian world. It's been going for about 50 years because the OPC did a majority report that was pro Paedo Communion
In the late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s or 80 or early 80s. And then the PCA did a minority report. So there's been a couple heavy hitting pastors across the Reformed and Presbyterian world who've
Weighed
been
in.
dabbling or pushing in that direction.
Yep.
We did 3 or 4 episodes on the big lies. I was hoping that we'd get further than that, because I know there's more big ones than what we've
We could
done.
return to that. We could.
Yeah, that's that might be worth considering.
Yeah. So we which big lies did we cover? We covered feminism?
Statism.
Statism.
Let's see, what else did we do?
I think we did one on feminism.
I don't think we ever did feminism, actually.
Egalitarianism.
Ah, that was
That's
that
close
was
to
the one.
feminism.
Egalitarianism.
most of the isms.
Yeah.
They've got a touch of the ism.
We like isms.
Yes.
Evolution.
That was
We did one on evolution.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that we only did 3. So
Sounds about right. So we do need to get back to big lies.
yeah.
Big lies. But there is a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of lies out there.
There are. We have this other thing too, where these lies, they keep coming up in different dresses. But it's typically a variation of, did God really say?
Yes.
the serpent is more crafty than all the other beasts of the field. But if something works, he's going to return to it.
Right.
So, yeah.
We did a bunch of interviews.
Yeah, we didn't do interviews until I think our first interview episode was number 19 and then number 28. So it was a good ways into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But we did a lot of interviews.
Yeah, we have.
And there's been lots of really good stuff that we've talked about in those.
And we intend to do
Interviews.
more, like, especially if there's like pastors out there who are promoting good, trustworthy theology. We want to get them on the podcast and just promote good modern day work on Reformed theology, biblical theology, Christian theology.
Yeah,
definitely.
And also we, ones that I have particularly enjoyed were ones like when we interviewed Jeremy Barendrecht.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
The talking about the oil patch.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, that has been one of our most well listened to interviews.
Yeah, that was a really good interview.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I remember that.
I think we went for an hour and a half too.
And doing that sort of thing, we've got. I mean, we are plunked down here in the middle of a very work-oriented city. Grand Prairie's people don't move to Grand Prairie for their health; they move to Grand Prairie to get work, right?
They leave here for their health,
their mental health.
But you engage in your pursuits. You do what it is that you come to do, but the Lord teaches us that all of that is holy and honorable, and what we want to see is how's the Lord working in this, in your discipline, in the thing that it is that you are pursuing. So we wanted to interview a guy who's neck deep in the oil world. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
And we interviewed Johann Bolton.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah, doctor.
That was a really good one
Doctor
too.
in our church.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ted Fensky, doctor from Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've also had a couple of lawyers.
Leighton Gray.
Yes. And
John Carpe.
and Tabitha Ewart.
Oh,
well.
Tabitha Ewart too.
That was
a
fun.
good one.
Professional litigator.
Yeah, that was a fun episode as well. All of them were, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna get especially Canadian professionals on here who are conservative, biblical, courageous.
Yep.
Just focusing on certain virtues that are lacking in Canada.
Yeah.
Truth telling.
That episode, I was not part of it, but the one with Warren Travasso.
That was
a really good episode.
Yes, our local police commissioner.
Yeah.
Or one of our police commissioners. There's a bunch of them on the commission.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy who wears a lot of different hats because he's also a firefighter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a fun interview. And
as time goes on, I'd like to get more blue-collar workers on who have something to contribute.
Yeah, absolutely. The we also had our one of our MLAs on.
Yes, Nolan Dick.
Nolan Dick was
Dick.
in here.
Yeah,
Which we should probably at some point get he or Ron Weeb on.
or Chris Workington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
We want you on the show.
I-
We want you on the show.
Yeah.
I think
Chris
that,
is a good one to pursue,
yeah.
I think that might be a worthwhile
yeah. He's been in
conversation. He's been in this game a long time now.
Yeah, I think he first ran for and won office in 2004.
Something like that.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it was 2004. So he's been
Chris still looks young, but boy, did he look like a child when that happened.
He wasn't very old. Well, one of his younger brothers was at Bible school with me when that happened.
Right.
So he was Chris would have only been in his mid-20s at that point. But he's been doing this a long time. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of local
Lots of local interviews to be had.
talent yet to be had.
I'm trying to think of which pastors we've had on. We've had Doug Wilson, Rich Lusk, Paul Dirks. We've had my dad, my
Yuri
brother,
Brito.
Yuri Brito, yeah.
Chris Cousin, Jim Whittivine.
Here.
Yeah. Do we have
Rory. We had Rory St.
Yeah,
John.
Rory
St.
St.
John.
John? Do we have the guys from Ontario?
Oh, yeah.
William Raven.
We had William.
we had
Yes, we
him.
had William.
Yeah,
I was
because
trying-
William Ravensbergen was in the Freedom Convoy.
Yes.
So he had
I remember that was a really
that
good.
was fun. Yeah.
some thoughts on that still.
We interviewed Joe Boot.
We did.
We did that.
We've had Dave Forsyth
That
on.
was good.
We have.
Yeah. I actually...
That's a lot of pastors.
If I recall, Joe Boot was willing to come on again, so maybe we should have him on again.
We should. His expanded mission of God is a lot of fun. I believe that is probably one of the more consequential books that's been published in English in the last 50 years.
In recent times, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I saw it sitting on the shelf at Shepherd's Fold.
Oh, wow.
Which I was really happy to see.
Yeah.
And I think one of the guys in the church just approached me a couple Sundays ago and was like, hey, I found his book and I'm reading it. So I was like, good for you.
Yeah, it is.
I'm always happy to see young men in the church reading large tomes of theology.
We interviewed Michael Wagner.
We did, yes.
That was also a good interview.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, asked him about Alberta separatism and whether it was a proper worldview.
Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of good things to say about Canadian history in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That has led us into some of the problems that we currently face.
Right.
Yeah, he's posted a lot of good articles on, much broader than Alberta separatism, but just talking about some of the problems with the Trudeaus and multiculturalism and the revolution of law and the rejection of God in Canada. Yeah. And so I think Michael Wagner is good for...
Yeah, he was good on those things.
He's good for all Canadians to read.
One of my favorite questions that was asked by one of us in one of these interview episodes was a question that Pastor Nathan, you asked of Doug Wilson. In our interview of him. Right at the end of the interview, you asked him, what are your favorite books that you've written?
Yes.
That I thought was a fantastic question.
I forget how that question came to mind, but
I thought it was, when you said it, I was like, that's a good one.
I really wanted to hear whether he listed his political books or his
family theology.
Family theology, yeah. It was mostly family theology.
Yeah, he hit off on reforming marriage.
Yeah.
Right away, which I think is a very worthy book.
And that has always been Wilson's passion, is practical Christian living.
Yeah, the family. It's funny, he is often known for his controversial work these days.
Like Federal Vision or Christian nationalism or something like that.
Right, but I think
Or Serrated Edge.
Yeah, or Serrated Edge. However, I think that in the long run, what he will be known for is... the reforming marriage.
I remember studying in Moscow, Idaho, and asking people in town there about Federal Vision.
Yeah.
And they were like, Nathan, nobody here thinks about Federal Vision. Nobody cares about Federal Vision. Mm-hmm. They were like, that's a controversy out there. That's not a controversy in Moscow.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I found very very interesting in his response, was that he went straight to the family theology that he's written.
Yeah.
And I think that those are going to be the books that he will be remembered for in the long run.
Yep.
We interviewed Jonathan Shaw.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Artificial intelligence.
AI. And we interviewed Jeremy Gardner.
We did, yeah.
That was a good interview, too.
Yeah.
On suffering. Mm-hmm. And
that was fun.
That was a really good
that was good
interview.
Yeah.
We've interviewed Jay Hildebrand.
Yeah.
And Michael Clark.
Alberta Reform. So Jay Hildebrand's Alberta Reformer. Michael Clark is, I forget the name of his organization.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
He calls himself Canada's political missionary.
Yes.
And we're cheering.
Christian Impact Network, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That was it.
Yeah, we're cheering for any mission work in Canada.
Have we had anybody from ARPA Canada on yet?
No.
We should.
We had James Zeckfeld a few times.
Yeah.
I should talk to Paul Lawton sometime.
Yeah, we should try and get ARPA on. That would be good.
Yeah.
They do good work.
Toby Sumter we had.
Yeah, we've had him. Yeah.
That was good.
And he was in person.
Yes.
Yes. That was a good interview.
Every now and then we have an in-person interview because somebody actually comes to Grand Prairie.
This might be not quite the end of the road, but it's close.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun having a podcast up in Grand Prairie because as much as it's a reasonably big city, it is the ends of the earth. Mm-hmm. And so this is kind of our way to interact with the rest of society from the oil patch.
Yeah, Toby, he's our presiding minister in Knox Presbytery, so he was up for a visit, and so we just kind of grabbed him by the collar and drug him in the room. Sit and talk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, it's I do enjoy our interviews. They're a lot of fun, especially when you get to ask questions of guys and interact with their thought.
Yeah.
So we have about 22 recordings that we've posted here on Chinook Podcast that are not listed as episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some family camp lectures.
Yeah.
From Jim Whitavine. Did we record Terry? I don't think we ended up.
I don't think we did.
So
which is a shame because they were good.
Jim Whitavine, James Eckfeld. I think mostly the two of them we got on recording. And
this year we will also be recording the family camp lectures.
Right.
What's his name?
C.R. Wiley.
C.R. Wiley.
C.R. Wiley, yeah.
And we also had Brad's church history lectures on there too.
Yeah.
We had some of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was interviewing Irenaeus.
That's right, yeah.
And Justin Martyr.
Yeah, so Brad has some good church history lectures up. I posted one or two lectures. I posted one from Whitestone, and I posted one that I did on the Holy Spirit here.
Mm-hmm. Was that... now, we haven't got any of the Canadian Theopolitan stuff up here, but they've been reposting a lot of our interviews on their social media page.
Have they?
Yeah.
Canadian Theopolitans. Yeah,
Canadian Theopolitans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy their lectures and conference.
And I think we've had James on twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is always fun.
So we should get, we need Peter Lightheart on. We need Gary Vanderveen on.
Mm-hmm. Gary. Scary Gary.
Gary.
We need you on.
Rich Lusk would be a Theopolis Institute adjacent guy, so we've had him on.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
And Tim Gallant, too.
Tim Gallant would be Theopolis Institute, yeah.
Type thing. He's been published by Athanasius recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Recently as in the last couple of years.
Right.
Athanasius does good work.
They do. That's a good
Athanasius
publishing.
Press.
Yeah. That's a good publishing house.
Jared Ritchie would be a guy to talk to.
Oh.
I don't know him at all.
He's the music guy down in Monroe, and very much involved in the development of music.
We should talk to him about chanting because I feel like they're doing a lot of chanting in that corner of the.
We should talk to him about a whole bunch of things. That could be one of them.
We could chant the entire episode.
Hello, Jared. Would you like to talk to us today?
How are you?
Hello, Jared, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
That's funny.
Oh, well.
The way Jamie started that reminded me of that song.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Okay. Is there anything else that we want to bring up about this?
I don't know. Do we have any other thoughts on our podcasting?
Well, yeah.
We're really aiming at Grand Prairie region. So we talked about all of our statistics, but it is geared towards our members and our congregation. But of course, we love seeing our podcast listened to on internationally even. Yeah,
that is something that has been on our heart from the very beginning, is that this is a way to encourage, instruct, teach, and buttress the work of the local church and our people here.
We've got a lot of blue-collar workers who spend a lot of time driving, and this is a great podcast to listen to while you're driving or maybe just pounding your nails at a work site or something like that.
In between work sites.
Yeah. If your employer allows you to listen to podcasts while working.
Employers can't stop people nowadays. They can't stop
if it's safe and not dangerous.
Yeah. No, the aim has always been the growth and help of the local church, but that local church exists in every town in Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
And across the world. So we're happy to be of some value to anybody.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So we are the Chinook Podcast. We very much desire to see the Holy Spirit work in Western Canada. The Chinook is a warm wind rolling down in the winter off the east side of the Rockies, warming up things, causing water to flow, enlivening the frozen. And that's something that we would like him very much to do in our town and in our region. And so we're delighted to have these conversations and to be able to share them with you. So the Lord bless you all. Have a good day.